you're a big proponent of open networking for many, many years, and we've known each other probably for too long, so I shall not date myself. For you, what are the key enablers for you to build a disaggregated network, both internally within Sterlite, sorry, and also with the service providers?
Yeah, so I mean, fundamentally, we use a architecture blueprint. We call it pod, and which is kind of borrowed terminology from the cloud ops or DevOps word as we apply it to the NetOps word. So pod, sort of, if I kind of use the abbreviation as programmable open and disaggregation. Open is the fundamental sort of tenet, which or the glue, which sort of enables the programmability while taking the benefits of disaggregation. And to illustrate this with an example, I mean, let's look at how in radio world the innovation was happening, and how, if you use the open and disaggregated or pods approach, what kind of hockey stick innovation it enables. That is, if you look at radio resource management, right? Let's look at number of engineers who were working on radio resource management in a traditional world, right? So if you look at eNode B, how many developers collectively from the vendors work on that, or how many architects work on that? You can count them, hundreds perhaps. Now you go further down into chipset area, then it goes into tens, right? On the contrary, you go to the open source community. Today, there are about 40 million lines of code available on GitHub. There are 14,000 plus developers which are there. There is more code in autonomous car than F-15 fighter jet. There is a code in your air traffic controller. There's a code in your refrigerator, even your iPhone. So a whole ecosystem which exists in the open side versus the number of handful of people who do this innovation is very limited. So to me, Open RAN is an oxygen to the RAN. And that opening up the radio resource management and putting it out to the community, now you have a vast access to the open source community. Obviously, now it brings a other set of challenges, that how do you fuzz the code? How do you make sure there are thousands of open source programs which are running there? How do you pick the right one, and how do you take it to fruition? So that is the kind of learning curve and maturity, and the only way to do that is to just dive into this, and then get into those process of continuous integration and continuous